girl with time can't come too soon. Veejai Ramkissoon, Prince One to the world. They say you're hurting, oh, cause they say I'm flirting, oh no. You just can't take it anymore. Your friends say I'm no good for you, but in my heart I'm so true. Partners for life, we can be sure. You asked me for some time to clear your mind. Anything to make I've stayed away, it hurts so much without your touch. Now I'm अपनी यादों को छोड़ न जाना, अपने वादों को तोड़ न जाना. जाना मैं हूँ तेरा दीवाना, दीवाना आशिक पहला पुराना. अपनी यादों को छोड़ न जाना, अपने वादों को तोड़ न जाना. जाना मैं हूँ तेरा दीवाना, दीवाना आशिक पहला पुराना. Just a little bit longer, baby, for my love keeps growing stronger. I'll get more time to say, but in my head a love song plays. Just a little bit longer, baby, for my love keeps growing stronger. A little more time to say, but in my head a love song plays for you and me. जैसे तूने तोड़ा मेरा दिल, तेरा दिल टूटेगा. जैसे तूने तोड़ा मेरा दिल, तेरा दिल टूटेगा. तेरे हाथों से भी किसी का दामन छूटेगा. याद रखना हो बेकदर, बेखबर, बेवफा. सारी रस्मों को छोड़ न जाना, अपनी कसमों को तोड़ न जाना. जाना मैं हूँ तेरा दीवाना, दीवाना आशिक पहला पुराना.
Feminism isn't about making women strong. Women are already strong. It's about changing the way the world perceives that strength. GD Anderson. Welcome to Get Real with Shameeza. I'm your host, Shameeza Ali, and it is truly a privilege to be here with you this evening. Tonight's show will show with determination and hard work we can achieve almost anything we put our minds to. You were here as a young girl in Guyana. She watched her grandfather help others that were poor and needy, and she promised him that one day she will do the same for others. But last week we had a busy night of guests, so I didn't get much time to interact with everyone. We also had guests live in studio with us, which was pretty cool for me to be face to face. It was very natural and it had a better feel to it. I'm looking forward to many more shows in the future that I could be face to face with my guests. First, before we get into our show, allow me the honor to introduce my co host for tonight. She's a radio host, a real estate agent, and she is totally gorgeous. Please welcome Rose Deonarine. Welcome to the show, Rose. How are you?
Hi, Shameeza. I am doing wonderful. I'm so looking forward to being a part of your show tonight. I feel great. Thank you.
Well, I'm happy that you're feeling great because we have an excited night planned here for us tonight. And I'm so happy that you're here with us, joining us and being here to, support the whole team here at Get Real with Shameeza. So thank you for being here. My second co-host for tonight, he's savvy, talented, and known as the Heartbreaker. Please welcome Ranjiv Randeen. Welcome, Ranjiv.
Hey, how's it going? I'm so excited. Look at that. I'm here with Rose. I'm here with Shameeza. I'm excited to see who else I'm going to be joining tonight as well.
Oh, well, we'll have to wait a little bit for that.
Yeah.
But how was your I know everyone here is quite busy, right? You guys are very busy people. Rose, I know you're always doing an open house, you're at some
Yes.
beach somewhere, some beautiful scenery somewhere. And Ranjiv, you have a lot of things happening for you. You have a lot of things
Yes.
coming up that you know that you're
Yes.
part of. And I want to hear all about it. So why don't we start with Rose? Rose, you want to tell us a little bit about what you have? I know you have like an open house, so tell us about it.
Sure. So this weekend, I'm hosting an open house. It is a one family home in Lynbrook. It's from 2 to 4, but it's not like showing up to the open house and letting it be. So today I went to Lynbrook and I did a live at the home. Tomorrow I'm going to be sharing out flyers near Lynbrook. So it's a lot of work leading up in hopes of finding a buyer for this home. But last weekend I took off. I took my nephew's son and we went to spend a weekend by my sister, which was very relaxing.
All right. I know also the house that you have, the open house for this weekend
Mhm.
is pretty you know the buyers they're plan I think they were they said that they will treat you to dinner.
So the sellers already purchased a home in Florida. So they
Oh,
want this home in Long Island to be sold. So
right.
they said, Rose, if you bring a buyer, I'll treat you to dinner and drinks. And I love food. I love to eat and I like to drink. Okay. So I want to sell this house just so I can get treated out to dinner and drinks. That's how it is. Yes.
So if you're looking for a home, this might be your opportunity. Call Rose. Rose can get you the perfect home, right?
And I want to mention, if someone who's not a real estate agent refer the buyer, I'm going to give you a very good referral fee. Yes.
Ooh. So there, you heard it. You have
Very
nothing to
nice.
lose, you know.
Nothing at all.
How
Yes.
about you, Ranjiv? You've got a lot
Oh,
going on.
yeah, I have a lot going on. I have my regular job, and then I'm in the midst of recording new music, planning for upcoming shows with the next actually 4 weeks, the next 4 weekends coming. Next week I'm in Orlando, August 7th. I'm at Lalo's in Fort Lauderdale with Ki from Ki and the band,
Mhm.
alongside Rupal Gildari. We have a
Oh,
spectacular show planned for August 7th down there. That's this Saturday coming. Then the following weekend, I'm in Minnesota for Guyana Day alongside Apache Warrior and Prax, two of the veterans in the business. So I'm looking forward to sharing the stage with them.
mhm.
Um, and then the following week, I'm in back in New York for Amazura with Buddy Singh with Chutney Wine, an annual
Yes.
fundraiser that I've always been a part of, that I support 100%. So big up to Buddy Singh, and I think the slogan is "We got your back."
Mhm.
His team.
Mhm.
So looking forward to that on the 21st. And then the following weekend, we're back in Amazura again. Possibly, and I don't want to let the cat out of the bag yet, but possibly for another huge event. So,
Shoot.
but yeah, a lot going on, and then music in the midst, and family, and work, and all the other side stuff that I do, and It's hectic, but I'm making it. I'm making it, and I was
You're
born for this.
definitely, and
Yeah.
you're one of those people that does not, you don't give up, right? You keep
Oh
going
no,
and you do your best. So
most
that
definitely.
is one of the things I think successful people, that's what they do, and Rose can definitely identify with that as well.
For sure.
But guys, my weekend started like from Thursday of last week, and it was pretty entertaining. As a matter of fact, I have photos. I have
Oh,
evidence
nice.
of
Oh,
mine. So
nice. I'm looking
I
forward to
feel
that.
let's see. We have photos of what happened.
Oh wow, Mr.
I
Barry.
Elton, they had an event for Elton after he was on the show and his win recently in DR. He There was a show, so here I am with some important people. Robert Prasad, truly an honor to be in his company, and it was a very very nice event.
Okay.
Jack Barrett, who was part of it. I also on Friday attended. I'm a Lions part of a Lions Club, and here I am attending the Lions Club meeting where
I'm trying to find you.
yeah, I'm like right
She's over to
somewhere in
the. If you're looking at the screen, she's over to the
Oh,
right.
yes. I see.
yeah, and I also got a title that I'm responsible for social media guru. If anyone can figure out
Wow.
that what that is, please let
That's a
me
whole lot
know.
of
But
work, Shamiza. A
yeah,
whole lot of
I
work.
think I'm supposed to do what I'm doing. There is Inderjeet Paul. He was just sworn in again as president of our Alliance Club here. And
Very
here I
nice.
am with Kimberly Prasad and Jennifer Raj Kumar, just enjoying a moment there. I think I was honoring Kimberly Prasad here. So
Very nice.
it was great to be in their company. Here I am with Shanaz from Shanaz Musical Sensation, enjoying a moment here. And
Wonderful.
here I am
Ah,
with
you're
Mr.
heavy.
Ali.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Oh, I
And here you on
also
a big chair.
I am. So last time I was on this big chair was me announcing that I was having baby number 4. And
Oh
here
no
I am
way.
announcing that I'm no longer pregnant and I don't intend to be pregnant. So after 4 kids I retired and this was my evidence. So here I am.
Okay.
This is me with 2 of the babies. And
Oh,
we were just
very nice.
enjoying a moment here. We went to Lake George this past weekend and truly enjoyed the time there with the
Looks
kids.
so peaceful.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
was
most
very very
definitely.
peaceful. It's one of the places that we truly enjoy. We try to do it at least once a year every year. So
Mhm.
there is I also attended
Oh, I realized
Missouri
that.
event. Yeah, and proud moment there seeing our flag. Mr. Terry Gadraj
Sorry, G.
himself. I so it was that was my eventful
Oh,
weekend. I think that's about it, Ranjif. So as you can see, it started from like Thursday all the way to like Monday or
see.
something.
Okay,
So
party animal. All right, all
I
right.
it was kind of like not planned. I just had a babysitter came up out of nowhere. My daughter decided she will take the kids, and so we
Oh, how
were
nice.
able to do some stuff. So it was definitely relaxing for us to just do young people stuff, just venture
Most
out
definitely.
and do some stuff. But with all of that said, I do want to get to our first guest. But
Yes.
first, let me remind everyone, please take a moment, share this live with your friends and family. Like and follow Get Real with Shameeza page. Subscribe to our YouTube channel for future event notifications. If you have a chance tonight, you do have a chance tonight to win this refreshing beverage box, which was
Mm.
on my page earlier. Compliments of Vermin Badesi Foundations.
Oh,
Also,
yum.
you will get a chance to win tickets to Chutney Wine. Sounds familiar, Ranjiv?
Mm-hmm.
You'll get a chance to win 2 tickets. Last week we asked this question, but it was a bit crazy. So my apologies. Tonight you will get a second chance to win 2 tickets to the show tonight. Here's the question for your chance to win. The question is, Farouk M will be releasing his new song Angel Remix at this event. What is the reason behind this? Now, there is no wrong or right answer. Give an explanation of someone you consider an angel and how they make you feel. The best answer will win 2 tickets to the show. Write your
Oh.
answers in the comments. We're looking out for it. The winner of last week's beverage box is Arnaz Ramjan. Congratulations and thank you for sharing. Get Real with Shameeza page. Uh, at this time, I would like to thank our sponsors for tonight's show, Ena's Driving School, Navin Singh Music, and Riyadh Khan at Allstate Insurance. Here is a quick message from them.
I'm a tailgater tailgating to get to my tailgate.
I can't go anywhere.
But you're so busy watching me tailgate that you don't see the one in front of you. And your cut rate car insurance, it might not pay for this. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem. Like me.
Ena's Driving School offers training for CDL licenses, including tractor trailers, trucks, and school buses. Just think, with a CDL license, you can have access to thousands of driving jobs at large companies such as FedEx, UPS, MTA, or New York Sanitation. Ena's Driving School also offers defensive driving courses and training classes for cars and motorcycles, all taught by their college-trained instructors who can even schedule your road test appointments. Inquire about other driving and training packages as well. You might even be qualified for their free CDL training, as they are a certified institution with the New York State Workforce One program. Call Ena's Driving School today. They've been serving our community for over 10 years.
Navin Singh at Rancho. Yeah, my liquor is my lover. I was born a drinker. Yeah, my liquor is my lover. I was born a drinker.
Amazing stuff there.
Yeah, we got to give a shout out to the sponsors.
Yeah,
Definitely.
definitely. Big up to them. Big up to all of them for supporting your mission as well.
Definitely. I do want to remind our viewers, Ena's Driving School is adding another location at 10524 Cross Bay Boulevard soon. They also said to me that they're giving a 10% discount to viewers if you mention Get Real with Shameeza. So here's your chance to get your license, mention Get Real with Shameeza, you get 10% off.
And they're great. That's where I took my driver's. That's where I went for my driving lessons.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
So here, I don't think we can go wrong.
Yeah, no, they're good.
I do want to get to our first guest, Christine. I'm so excited about that, everyone. How are you guys feeling about it?
I'm
ready.
ready for Christine. I see her Facebook statuses. She's a firecracker. I'm ready to interview her.
Yeah, most definitely. Bring her on. Bring her on.
So she is a businesswoman. She's a mom, wife, and she is funny. She has had to overcome many obstacles to be where she is today. She's fearless and witty. Please welcome my guest, Christine Latchana. Welcome, Christine.
Hey.
Hi. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
night.
Good
Good
night.
night,
How are you?
Christine.
I'm good. Thank you so much, Shameeza, for inviting me on for a second time. And this time I'm in the hot seat to have some fun with you guys. I'm a little nervous. But first, I'd like to say, Ranjiv, I didn't get a chance to tell you I'm sorry for your loss on your beloved friend and brother.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And I know that hurt a lot, and you're handling it pretty well, to just bounce back and keep going.
Yeah. He was that soul, right? He would push on, and he would definitely want you to continue living life and just enjoying the good memories of him. So, but thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean, definitely we should all aim to live a life like he did.
Oh, most definitely.
And Rose, I have to tell you that I am so proud of your new endeavor. You just you do real estate so well, so graceful, just as the way you are. And I'm proud of you for
Thank
doing that.
thank you. I appreciate that. It's a lot of hard work, but I'm glad that you said I do it graceful because some days I just want to pull my hair out and I
Yeah,
have a
I
lot
mean,
of
I'll be
new
honest with
new
you.
gray hairs.
The way you make it look, like I feel like I just want to list my house for the hell of it with you, just like
Oh,
even if I didn't
I would
want to sell it.
I would appreciate that and I would sell it.
And Shamiza, again, thank you so much. We've been friends for a very long time, and I did promise you any support that you needed because you have always been there for me to show any support, good word, encouragement, anything, even just friendship and fellowship. You've always been there for me. So I'm really, really happy to be here tonight with you.
Well, it's great having you, Christine, and I'm looking forward to getting to know you a little bit better. Is there anything that I don't know about you? I'm about to find out. So, can you tell us a little bit about yourself, Christine? Your upbringing. Who is Christine Latchana?
I'm not sure if I can like put it all in a sentence or a phrase, or it's
Listen,
just I'm just trying to be the best person that I can be. I'm not
right.
perfect. If I could put it in a nutshell, I am funny, I am emotional, I am real, I'm hardworking and dedicated. If you have a friend in me now, you'll have a friend in me for life. And I believe that everything that you do, you stay true to your purpose and you stay dedicated and determined. But again, I'm very nervous because I've never like really went through with saying my biography or how I live my life. I just live. I just live the best as I could. Um,
I have an
but
easy way
I
to
I
do
guess
this,
I came
Christine.
from Guyana. That's how you want it, right? The story.
Yeah, we want to
Um,
know how Christine, got started. Like your upbringing. Who is the little Christine?
Little Christine is the same person that you see here in a little form. Like that was me. Same personality, same talking a lot. And I was always like the light of my home, and I had everybody going. I was that little kid always doing something funny and always helpful and sweet, and my parents separated when I was about 3 years old. Now they had gotten married when they were pretty young, and this is a typical situation for Guyana. And around that time, it was the early 80s, and my mom had an opportunity to come to New York, and she thought it would be great for a new start. And so she was still pretty young as well, and she brought me along, and me being just a little bit more than a toddler, it was hard for her to take care of me. She lived with family, and she had to work, and it was pretty tough. And I stayed almost 2 years with her in the Bronx. I might have specks of memories here and there, but not too much. And most of my childhood memories go back as far as me with my grandparents. So after she couldn't take care of me, and this is something very typical too for first generation immigrants, especially single moms or whoever went ahead, they would leave behind their kids until they get settled up in New York or Canada or wherever. And then they would, sponsor their kids and bring them back. And that's exactly what happened. I went back to Guyana and I stayed for a couple of years with my grandparents. And then when my mom remarried, she sponsored me, her and my stepdad, a very nice man. They sponsored me and brought me back. And I could have been either 7 or 8 around that point. And I was still the same, quirky little girl, very enthusiastic and loving. Um, and then, so that brings me what? I'm about 8 years old.
Right. So
So
you
every summer thereafter, I would go back to Guyana and spend a couple of months with my grandparents. And that where my love for Guyana started. Like I feel like my navel string joke there. That's how they have that expression. I so many great memories. I remember playing all these games, hopscotch, and Tahol and Rubber Band and Cork. I don't know if you remember all those things.
Oh, definitely.
You know, when you're in New York, you're locked in the house all the time. So my childhood memories are those things, even though I didn't spend much time there. And during that time, well, when I came to New York, it was work as usual. You know, you go to school, parents are at work most of the day, and things just went by. The years went by. And then when I was around 15 years old, I started to come out of my shell. Even though I was straight A student, Dean's List, the whole nine, I started to rebel a little bit, and I was jumped in John Adams High School. And my mom, she thought it would be best. It's like that Will Smith, you know, the opening song
Yeah.
when he was misbehaving, and his parents sent him to Bel Air to live with.
Yes.
So my
Yes.
my mom sent me back to Guyana to spend some time, and you know, she thought that was a punishment. But I let her think that, you know, when I got there.
From that laugh, Christine, I can tell it was not a punishment.
My grandparents treat me like a princess, okay? And
I'm sure.
yeah, and then not only that, but I was the hot American girl in town. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
at
Ah,
15,
mean. Ah, mean.
and you know, and so that's how I first fell in love with philanthropy and charity work. My grandfather, he would, and I recently posted about this. You know, he was very involved in the community that he lived in, and he was the guy who did everything in the background and never took credit. Like, you'd see him in a picture or whatever, and you're like, what does he do? But you don't know. He's very modest, very humble, and I tried to take that example from him. And so that's where that love for giving back started. And, you know, people see me on social media and they might think that I was one of those social media famous people, or, you know, you go along with the trend of doing charity. And it's quite the opposite. You know, it's not something that you do, it's who you are. And that's who I am, and that's how I live my life. Any other questions? I went on forever.
You
We
answered them
didn't
all,
ask
all one
really any
shot.
questions yet.
Yeah.
We're about to get started, right, Ranjit?
You
Yeah,
asked
but I think she
me.
answered everything, and she just answered everything I want to ask. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh,
Well then,
how
well then,
about
Ranjit,
you,
you have
Rose?
to ask me what's my favorite food.
I
Well, we getting
see.
there. We getting there.
I see Nafisa or Nasifa is asking what part of Guyana are you from?
I'm from Skeldon Berbice. That's
I got
also known as Riverton. It's
Mhm.
the closest. It's right by the river for
uh-huh.
Naikiri, and that was an area that was thriving in the 80s due to contraband when the president prohibited a lot of the groceries. Um, a lot of people used to come to my village, right, because we were at the shore, and they would go backtrack to Suriname to get groceries and bring it to the market, which was right across the street from where we lived. So I was in the center of a lot of fun. It was almost city-like.
So Christine, here you are about 15, 16, right? You're in Guyana. No, somehow you got back to the US after this little episode in Guyana. You know, like Ranjit will say, hot girl, you know, like that. You came back to New York and you continued life, right?
Mhm.
Your mom probably changed her mind and said, hey, Christine, come back. And you're like, no, back in New York. No, that's not how
No,
it
I didn't
happened.
want to come back. I'll be honest with you. Like I said, you know, I had everything that I needed. I was like a little princess there, and
Mhm.
I actually I I got an entanglement. This is August month, right? Um,
Are we somehow, there's a connection between you and Will Smith? Entanglement, you know, the theme
Fresh Prince of
song.
Bel Air.
But exactly. Are you guys listening to this too? Because this is what I'm hearing.
so
Yeah, a lot of.
there was an unnamed doctor. You know, I don't want to give things away because people are
Mm,
married, and I don't want to,
mhm.
you know. But I befriended a doctor's son, and you know, he had aspirations of. He was just 2 years older than me, and so we were both about the same age. And he had aspirations of taking over the family business. And I thought, um, like, I don't want to be a nobody. I don't want to be like a doctor's wife. You know what I mean? I want to be somebody. I have when I have a title too. And I was like, listen, you hold it right here for me. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get my degree and come back. But things
Yeah.
didn't work out like that. You know, when I left, he and I both moved on. I came to New York and um, I met my husband, who's still my husband now.
Right.
True.
True. Yeah.
At what age did you come back to the US?
I only stayed there about 6 months, so all of that
Okay.
happened. But six
Okay.
months for a 15-year-old is a long time. Like you can do a lot in that time. It's a lot
For
of
sure.
fun.
This was like 20 years ago, right, Christine? 20, maybe 24 years ago?
25 years ago.
25.
Mm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
How old is
Okay.
that? I
Yeah, we're not
No,
going to do math
yeah, let
tonight.
me not do no math.
Last
Yeah,
week you were trying
it's
to
not
figure out
true.
2 plus 2. We're not going to do math
Yeah, yeah, that's
tonight.
yeah.
We'll just move on. So here you are. Now you met your future husband and excited? Because you promised a doctor you're going to go get that degree. That didn't happen. Now
No, I
you're
got
in
a huger
another
entanglement when I got
entanglement.
here.
Yeah.
I
Right.
got
And
into
So much
not just an entanglement, a whole cast knit.
Cass.
Okay. It's
Like what? Can you tell us a little bit
duct
about
tape.
that?
So can put some emphasis on this? Because this I'm confused about now.
I found friendship and companionship
Companionship.
in my now husband, and we were both still pretty young, and I got pregnant, and also this is a very typical story for a first generation immigrant, well, the second generation, because our parents didn't let us go anywhere, and so we cut school, and there's not much you can cut school and
Mm-hmm.
do. Like, how many movies can you watch?
That's a fact. That's a fact.
So Christine was
So
making her own movie.
this is a hot show. Ooh.
Love it.
Oh,
Look, take it easy over there.
She got a wine. I'm so glad I'm on with Christine tonight.
all right.
Don't believe everything you see.
Oh, okay. It's ginger ale.
Oh, that sucks.
Oh,
I didn't say what
wow.
else. I didn't say what else was at the
Okay.
ginger ale. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
See.
Okay, Christine. So now here you are, probably about 18 at this point, right?
Yeah.
And
I got pregnant when I was 18 years old, and boy, that didn't work out well with both sides of the family because he was also 18. We were just kids.
yeah.
And not only that, but we were also related. Like his uncle was married to my aunt, and it caused so much problems between the family. And one of my friends at the time, she was going through her drama and stuff like that. And for me, I didn't know nothing about these things, but she was
Hold
like,
up, Christine. You didn't know anything about drama, or you didn't know anything about?
yes, drama as well.
Oh,
I was
okay,
very naive. I was very sheltered, and
got
you
it.
know, and so I didn't know about things like that. She was going through drama with her in-laws or boyfriend's, family.
Yeah.
So she said how she's going to a pandit, right?
Oh.
And I'm like, I want to go to a pandit. Take me. I want to see what he says. Like he's gonna read my future, and I want to know what to do with this baby, and what's gonna happen. And she's like, come, come, come. And so the pandit tells me when I get into the room with him, he was like, if you keep this baby, that, and I don't want to say who that pandit is and if he was right or wrong, but at the time I kind of felt like, what kind of advice is that? You know, he was like, if you keep this baby, that's one, which is, he's trying to steer me the other direction. I get it. He saw if a pretty little girl like me had a baby at that age, it would not be well for my life. That's clear for anybody to see. And he's like, you're gonna cry endlessly, and your family is gonna, have so much trouble, and it's not gonna be good. And I thought about it and I thought about it, but guess what? He steered me to the other direction. I decided that, you know what? I don't care. Crying is inevitable in life, and I'm gonna do what I need to do. Crackheads have 5, 6 babies and they survive. I
Yeah.
have a loving family, and I'm gonna do whatever I need to do. And the right thing to do was to keep this baby.
Very nice.
And that's where your firstborn, you have that just celebrated her 22nd. 14?
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, what does
Thank
that
God
feel
for
like,
her.
Christine? 20, you have a 22-year-old and you
Yep.
still look like about 25.
Thank you. But I mean, I was 18, so I'm not that much older than her. I took her to the club. I took her to Rum Jungle, was it?
Nice.
Um, Calypso City. I don't know what it's
Yeah,
called now. Maracas. Maracas.
maracas.
Oh,
Yeah.
I went. I used to go there for each one of the name changes. By the way.
yeah.
Oh,
Me
okay.
too. Same,
So,
same.
Christine, I want to know what has been the most difficult thing that you had to overcome in your childhood?
I guess it was disappointing my family. You know, I had such a bright future, and everybody talked about how smart I was. You
Yeah.
know, and I would cut school and I would show up the day of the test and I would ace it.
Right.
And, my family would brag about things like that. And, maybe they saw that I would have become a doctor or, even on Wall Street or I don't know about that, but, something very, very successful. They, sh- so when I got pregnant, I knew that I was hurting my family and it was a chance I had to take and a hurdle that I had to overcome. But I did because I actually went to my class's graduation and I sat in the audience with a big belly and I watched the girl that I tutored be valedictorian and I felt good for her. It hurt, yes, because that could have been me. But I felt good and I felt confident enough to be there. Like, even knowing like everybody's gonna look at me and say, wow, look what happened to Christine.
Yeah.
But I had this certain confidence in me and I just didn't care what anyone thought of me.
Great. Rose, please go ahead with your question.
Yeah, absolutely. I was just thinking that I love the fact that you're so real and raw in this episode. I don't think many women are so open
Yeah.
with what they go through. And my question is that yes, I know you feel like you disappointed your family, but I know you have this thriving business. You're a boss babe. You're someone who would put on a hard hat and go out to work if you have to. Can you tell
Yes.
us about what you built now
You got to
and your
do what you got
business?
to do, right? You got to keep moving. You can't be a victim. That's why I had to go to my graduation with a big belly because I had to
Mhm.
say to myself, this is not going to define me. My
Mhm.
troubles are not going to define who I am. And I'm not going to care what anybody, think about me and judge me because I know what I'm about.
Mhm.
Um, what
It's
was the question
it's
again? Oh,
cr-
me being real. I don't feel like I'm doing anything special. I think we all have it in us to do it. It just, you can't be a victim. Listen, I'm very emotional and I'll cry and scream and curse. That's how real I am. But like a second later, I'm over it because you got to move on. You
Yeah.
can't dwell on things for too long. It's okay to react. It's okay to feel. We're all humans, but you got to move on. You got to keep it moving. And yeah, I did become, I would say successful enough anyway. There's never enough, but for me, it's successful enough because so many things I overcome to get where I am today. And you know what? Even if I had to like the smallest victory, even if I had to call that a success, then that's a success. We can't look at like we can't place everything up here and think that if we meet there, then that means success. Success is at any level. Anything that you can overcome, getting up from the bed every morning is success. A lot of people they don't have that motivation and that drive. And so when you do have it, that is success. Keep it going. Keep that thing in you. And I
Yep.
still don't think I answered the question.
It's all good. Ranjif, I'll take your question at this time.
Sure. What is a lesson that you've learned in life that you're forever grateful for? And where, what, or who did that lesson come from?
um I don't know about lesson. Like
or experience?
I feel like we're always learning.
Mm.
But one of the hardest things that I did learn was as an adult. Um, so it was a time of my life when things were going great, not perfect, but great. And, a tragedy happened in my immediate family between my husband and my kids. And I mean, I'm not going to beat around the bush. He got into an accident at home and he broke both of his hands and his leg.
Oh,
And I had to become a caretaker at that point. And this happened in 2017. And I know a lot of you are thinking, like, what? When did that happen? I didn't put it out there.
yeah.
It was something, I mean, it wasn't a secret, but it wasn't something that I wanted to publicly talk about. But the lesson that I learned at that time, and that was at the hardest time in my adult life, was people are not going to be there for you all the time.
Mm.
And I thought more of my immediate family and friends, and their life had to go on. You know, they, I wasn't getting the support from people that I went on vacations with, and I spent birthdays and holidays and all these great events in my life that I
Mm.
had so much time and love with these people. When tragedy hit my family, a lot of people weren't around. And that showed me right there that life goes on. No matter what
Yeah.
happens, if someone dies, if you have a divorce, whatever it is, you're going to have to deal with it on your own, because my husband and I and my children, we had to deal with it on our own. And that was the hardest lesson.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you for sharing that, Christine. I
Yeah.
know that
Most
must be a
definitely.
very difficult thing for you to do. So, I have spent about over 15 years in banking and it's had a huge impact on my life. I know you have worked in banking as well. How has banking impacted your life?
Actually, I was in the back office in the bank. I did, believe it or not, I did accounting. I had a lot of cute jobs.
Yeah,
And from accounting, there was a position that opened up for the executive assistant
right.
to the president of the bank, of the whole entire bank. And so I got that job too, and I did it for about 6 months before I left. But I was able to have the feel of that executive feeling, and make tough decisions. And even with the numbers world, I was
Mhm.
able to, because you had to do this in accounting. You don't even look at the calculator; you just do this.
Right.
Now, if you ask me, remember, I don't know how much is 2 plus 2, but back then that's what I had to do. Yeah, so I was in the back. It wasn't very exciting until I got to the executive secretary part.
Yeah. For me,
Nice.
it was more of like structure. It taught me structure in life. It taught me how to really, plan things and really execute on the things, right? Like, for instance, I have this show and I get started with things like ahead of time because that's
Yeah.
just how I am.
Hmm, hmm,
It's
hmm.
like crazy. I can't do things spontaneous. There are things that I do spontaneous in life, but when it comes to certain things, I have to have a structure to it. And it's a good thing, but it's also for when you're dealing with certain people, it's difficult, right? Because sometimes our own people are not very structured. And so when you say we're in a meeting for 15 minutes, that meeting can last 30, 35 minutes. And they're like, yeah, we're still gonna have a casual conversation, right? So that's thing. Now I'll have Rose go ahead and ask a question.
Yeah, I would love for you to give advice to young moms out there. What is one thing you learn from being a mom, a young mom?
I was lucky enough to have the guy stick around.
Hmm.
Mm.
And, I didn't force him. I told him, like I said, crackheads have 5 or 6 kids and they survive.
Hmm.
I was like, the door is there. You're welcome to go. I'm not your, he was a child. He was 18 years old. And I didn't want to ruin his life. But it was a decision that um, we both made a choice to do what we did. And so I had to, make that tough decision to. My advice to young women out there is to know that he may not stick around. Things may not work. Let's not sugarcoat it. And at some point, you're going to have to figure things out to make it work for you and your kid. My advice is to never depend on a man.
Mm-hmm.
It's great to have a partnership with someone, but from when you start to depend on that person, you're putting that added pressure on that person as well. And again, let's not, sugarcoat it. The woman is the one left with the kid. The guy can change his mind at any time. So my thing to you is to buckle up, sweetheart, and just figure it out, and you can do it. Lots of people do it out there. You're not the first, and you're not the last. And you know, that's just
Keep
be
going.
strong and just do what you need to do. It's a different time. It's a different world. There's a lot of support out there for single mothers. It's a choice that you made, and you have to stick to that. Take that responsibility.
Great answer, Christine. Thank you for your question, Rose.
Thank you.
Ranjiv, go ahead, please.
I have two questions. I don't know which one I want to ask you though, because I don't know if I want to change the mood a little bit.
Yeah.
So as you could tell from the camera, I don't know if you could see, but my I'm getting a little salt and pepper going on here.
You got a little Richard Gere thing happening.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
see
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Richard Gere.
Richard.
Yeah. Uh, but anyway, who is your hairdresser? You want to shout her
Oh,
out?
nice. I like that one. I have been going to I need to go to her soon.
Uh,
But I'm in Florida, so that's why I
just check
didn't
her.
go.
Let me know where. I need to get my hair.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I have been going to Lena's Unisex, which
Okay.
is a small little boutique unisex salon on 116 on Liberty Avenue. I used to live there 25 years ago. And
Nice.
so I started going there, and I tried a couple of different people around the way to support a few friends, and
Right.
but they say if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I still go
That's
to
true.
Lena.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
definitely.
Nice.
Christine, tell me about a time you felt you had no other options and was about to give up, but you kept going, and it was one of the best decisions you ever made.
Oh, there's plenty of those. I want to give up on a weekly basis, you know.
Yeah.
But more recently, it was when, I don't say I would have given up, but I wanted to throw in the towel so many times. It was when I became a caretaker for my husband. Um, Man, that shit was hard.
Mm.
You got to understand, he was at the fittest in his life, at the peak of his life. He was almost at cross training type like fitness, and he's never been like that either. And when this accident happened, and it hurt his ego so much, he never gave up. But boy, did he become an asshole. Was that my sorry? Did you
Oh,
beep that?
yeah, we beeped it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Beep.
a little late, but it happened. I was sleeping. I was sleeping. Sorry, my bad.
Uh, so like even for any man, like they're maybe it's in their ego as well. Like I had to do everything for him. The poor thing, he would get frustrated, and it wasn't done, enough for a well. And
Mm,
remember, I'm taking care of a home, 3 children, and a business. And so I would say I can't. And it was never about giving up on him, giving up on my marriage. It was just like giving up. It was just draining me so much. And I had to think about my babies. I wouldn't say I was suicidal, but it's just like I'd like to sleep for a while, that mental tiredness, the physical tiredness. And thankfully, I have my aunt and my mom and a couple of friends like Sarah and Shameeza who was there to root me on and say, Chris, you'll be okay. and you're strong, and you've been through worse, and you'll be good. And I'm so glad that I listened to you guys. So thank you.
Thank you, Christine, for
You're
hanging
welcome.
in there and for being who you are.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about your foundation, Imagination Foundation.
So I have been doing that type of work for a long time. I would say as soon as I started my business, my husband and I dedicated my time into starting up his dream job. I put all of my dreams aside. We had an opportunity to start the business, and he asked me for some help, and I was like, okay. And things did well, and I was like, again, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. um, you know, I had so much confidence in myself. I'm like, shoot, I could go back to school if I was 60. I don't even care. It'll wait. We're doing fine right now. Like, it's fine.
Right.
And as soon as we started making some money, I just felt like I promised my grandfather that if I get to a certain point in my life that I can give back, that I'll continue to do that kind of work for him in his honor anyway. And he's still alive, and he watches everything that I do. He participates with me, and he's very proud, and he feels very at ease. But Imagination, that name came about when I was putting playgrounds in Guyana, and I did just two fundraisers, just two. But my friends encouraged me. They were like, "You need to be more out there. How are you going to raise money?" And I'm like, I never thought that I had to do that. I just thought that I had to just do it on my own. They're like, no, you can have a legit company, not company, foundation, and people can donate to that. And so that's how I came up with that. And since then, we were able to do two playgrounds in Guyana. Um, and we have been, when I say we, I have a manager in Guyana, and I have friends in other countries that would assist me. I wouldn't have to particularly be there, but I would lay out what I'd like to get done, even if it's as small as feeding the orphanage or having a grand event with 200 children. A lot of times I wasn't there, and I'm happy to have people that I can depend on. Um, to the point where throughout this pandemic and even before that, she was able to have a couple of sponsors and stuff like that send money. I would say maybe $100 to $200, and that was able to do like 50 to 100 hampers for families. And I try to do that once a month from my own behalf, and we would have other people sponsor and donate, and that's how we were able to keep it going. And we never advertise. I hardly even post pictures of that. We just do what we have to do. It's not about for other people's approval or to show other people what we're doing. But initially, that's how the foundation did start.
Perfect. Well, thank you for everything that you do, Christine. It was truly an honor to have you here. My co host, Ranjif and Rose, will definitely agree with me that it was an
Most
honor to
definitely.
have you here. I thank you for your time, and good luck to you with your future endeavors.
Thank you
Most
guys so
definitely.
much, and I'm sorry
Yes, of
for the
course, man.
A bomb. Um,
Don't worry. This is Get Real, yo. We keep it
Yeah,
Get
real.
yeah.
we
real.
got real,
Real.
real
Yeah.
Richard
Yeah.
Gere.
Yeah.
All right. Fresh Prince references.
Yes,
Good
yes.
night, Christine.
Good night, guys. Have fun.
Bye.
Thanks again
See
for
you.
having me, Shameeza. Bye, Rose.
Bye. Good night.
So, my next guest, he's funny, talented, and he has a voice that I can listen to. Actually, as a matter of fact, we will take our message from our sponsors at this time.
I'm a tailgater tailgating to get to my tailgate.
I can't go anywhere.
But you're so busy watching me tailgate that you don't see the one in front of you. And your cut rate car insurance, it might not pay for this. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem. Like me.
Enos Driving School offers training for CDL licenses, including tractor trailers, trucks, and school buses. Just think, with a CDL license, you can have access to thousands of driving jobs at large companies such as FedEx, UPS, MTA, or New York Sanitation. Enos Driving School also offers defensive driving courses and training classes for cars and motorcycles, all taught by their college trained instructors who can even schedule your road test appointments. Inquire about other driving and training packages as well. You might even be qualified for their free CDL training, as they are a certified institution with the New York State Workforce One program. Call Enos Driving School today. They've been serving our community for over 10 years.
Calvin sing at Rancho. Yeah, my liquor is my lover. I was born a drinker. Yeah, my liquor is my lover. I was born a drinker.
He's funny, talented, and has a voice that I can listen to for hours, maybe days. He's a five-time winner of the Swaha Swardeshi Sastriya Sangeet and Cultural Composition Singing, six-time winner of the nationwide local classical singing competition, winner of the first cars given for classical singing in Trinidad and Tobago, clean sweep winner of Mastana Bahar 2012, singing a solo duet, reigning champ for Pin Pyre Promotions and Local Classical Singing Competition 2015, awardee of Trinidad and Tobago's Excellent Award by the late and great Makandal Daga. He represented Trinidad and NCIC on numerous occasions in India, Grenada, Tobago, and Jamaica. Four times international Chutney Soca Monarch finalist, placing third in 2021. Please welcome Veejai Ramkissoon. Welcome, Veejai. How are you?
Hi, good night to you, Shameeza, Rose, and also Ranjiv, my brother.
Ye-
It's a pleasure to be here tonight.
Awesome, awesome, man. Glad to have you. Glad to have you.
We're happy to have you here tonight, Vijay. Thank you for your patience. How are you feeling tonight?
I'm actually feeling ecstatic. I'm a big fan of Shameeza. I looked at the show and, I was actually wondering when I'm going to be on, when I'm going to be on. Ranjiv,
Really?
yeah, Ranjiv reached out to me and he told me, Vijay, it's your time, so I think everything happens in its own time.
For
So I'm
sure.
glad to
Yes.
be here tonight.
Truly a pleasure having you here this evening. So let's get right to it. We kept you waiting, and so we want to get right to it. My first question to you and to all my guests is tell us a little bit about Vijay.
Oh, well, Veejai Ramkissoon is a family man. I
Yes,
grew up in Diego Martin, Trinidad and Tobago. I had a wonderful upbringing by my parents. I owe everything that I am today to them. I believe in family values. I've been through a lot. In the music industry. Ranjiv could share this. There's a lot of trials and tribulations, keepbacks, heartbreaks, everything you could think about. We experience it in the music industry to reach where we are today. And it's a never-ending fight. Personally, you don't ever think about fighting with anyone. You just try to better yourself every single day. I took part in a lot of competitions and I spent a lot of time learning music and I could just safely tell you that I'm still learning music today. And I'm a fun loving guy. I'm up for anything at any time. I'm just happy to be alive and spread music.
definitely.
Sure.
Now, that's quite a list of accomplishments that I just read for you there. Which of these mentioned is dearest to you?
I think all every single one have a special memory with it and a special struggle and a special preparation. um I would have always, prepare in a different way for every single thing that I'm about to do, whether it be, mentally, physically, or, just getting everything in order. And I can't really say that, one competition would be different from the next, or one experience would be different from the next. Each one
Right.
of them is special to me and, it stands out on its own.
Definitely. Rose, please go ahead and ask your question.
Sure. Hi, Vijay. I'm also from Trinidad and Tobago.
Hi, Rose.
And hello. And I have to say, I'm keeping it real. I only found out about you a few days ago because Shameeza shared your YouTube. And I'm in love with your voice. I absolutely love the way you sing, and your videos are like movies.
Thank you.
Now, yes, I have a radio show, but the thing is I have a DJ. They play the music, and it's like, okay, I have the work done for me, but just finding out about you is such a great pleasure. And my question to you is for you is, when did you start singing? How did you know you have such a great voice? And what can we expect much more from you?
I started singing at the age of 3 years old.
Oh,
Um, my parents would tell me that I'd sit down with them, and while the movie is going on, I'd start singing, and ironically, I started singing Michael Jackson songs from
okay.
looking at the movie Free Willy. I'm not that old. That was around my childhood. Um,
Yeah.
looking at that movie Free Willy, and there's this song that Michael Jackson sang, "Hold
Mhm.
Me," and I can't remember the rest of the lyrics by now. However, I started singing that, and anytime the family came around, and we had a gathering at home, my parents would say, Vijay sing something for them, and I just come out and start singing Michael Jackson songs. I really love doing that. It stemmed into my grandfather being one of the greatest classical singers to pass through Trinidad and the world. That's the late great Sukhdev Sukraj. I had an opportunity to listen to him growing up, and I could definitely tell you, he's my role model. I really love every single thing that he did. Ranjiv, you know my grandfather. He's
Yep.
one of
Yep.
the greatest singers, and I patterned my singing style after him. I didn't have much interaction with him because unfortunately he died in 1998 while I was still young. However, I pulled from whatever he left for me, and I capitalized on it. I self-taught myself harmonium, and I just have all his songs, and I started learning them. It started off from singing Michael Jackson straight into local classical singing, and
You're really
then
easy. You're easy way in there, but
yeah, it's a weird transition because
yeah.
you're going from one genre to the next. However, this one came naturally to me because it's a parampara udhadana. It's a family tradition. And I don't think that, my grandfather was actually looking to me to pass this on to. However, I was the one who stepped up, and I was just privileged to carry on his name in this way. Unfortunately, as I said, in 1998, he passed away. And then, I took it up on a serious level to say that, what, if I don't continue his legacy, his name, it's just going to be there as just Sukhdev Sukraj. I want to be Veejai Ramkissoon Sukraj as well. And from then, I started heavily in classical singing through all the competitions. I developed a love for Bollywood music along that line, hearing people like Kumar Sanu, Udit Narayan, Sonu Nigam. My greatest guru of all, my god of music is Shankar Mahadevan. I'm very, very fond of him. And, listening to him growing up, it prompted something inside me to learn classical music. And I'm not speaking about local classical music, I'm speaking about Sashtriya Sangeet. In the year 2006, I was blessed to meet my guru, Dr. Ruby Malik, from India, Agra, India, who came to Trinidad, and she took me up and she said, Vijay, I'm going to train you. I'm going to teach you Sashtriya Sangeet. And I spent a wonderful 10 years with her. During that time I left, I went to India to represent the country. And whatever I learned from her, I put it over there, and they were surprised. They were saying, a local classical singer singing some sort of Hindustani classical. And it was just wonderful for me. There's lots more to come for me, in regards to that, and my learning is just beginning, and it's just the tip of the iceberg for now.
Nice.
Definitely. Ranjiv, please go ahead.
I don't know if I have a specific question for you, but what was it like, the experience of learning the Hindustani classical side? What was that experience like? Because it was, I as a fellow singer, as a brother in the music industry as well, I've always had this passion to learn Hindustani classical, but but I'm nervous about approaching it because of how I may be accepted, or if they think my voice would be good enough to do it, or if they would see that spark in me to be able to do the things that they teach you to do. But how was that transition in going from just not a trained singer to now being a trained singer, and having to follow these formulas and these ragas and all of that? How did that experience work out for you?
Okay, so I'm gonna ask you a question firstly.
Right.
Have you ever looked at kung fu movies?
Of course.
Yeah.
Right. So there was a famous analogy used in one of them, and it said one of the students was saying to the teacher, to the sensei, "I want to learn everything," and he took a cup and he started throwing some tea inside that cup, and the cup was overflowing, and the student was saying, "Stop it! You know it's overflowing." And he said, "Why should I stop?" He said, "It's too much." And the teacher looked at him and said, "You know what? You probably were a good fighter before, but you need to empty this cup. You need to empty your cup. Forget everything you know before I
Mm,
start teaching you." And I think, it's the same concept that we need to approach music in any way, especially if you're going into the um, the formal
right.
training
Right.
aspect of Hindustani classical. Um, I was very apprehensive when I met my guru, because the worst thing ever you could ever think about happened to me. I was the way I met my guru. She ended up the same place I had to sing the first
Mm,
time we met. So could you imagine? I'm there. I'm very confident. I'm feeling good. Sit down with my harmonium. I'm playing, and this short little lady from India. I don't even know who she is. She comes next to me. "Hi, what are you doing? Can you sing?" And I was, "Yes," with a little bit of ego. I'm ashamed to say that now, And
yeah.
and she said, "Very good. Can you play Sapa Sa for me? Just hold Sapa Sa." I said, "Okay, no problem." And I stood on the stage and I started playing Sapa Sa. But then when she started to sing Ragdish. And my heart started pounding, because, like, oh my God, this lady is singing like Saraswati Mata. Um,
Right.
and then I have to sing after. And it's always to tell you, humble yourself. Don't
Right.
ever be too proud of anything. After I finished song, I was so embarrassed. I was feeling so, you know, um, I'm not sure how to describe it. I was very intimidated, and
Hmm.
she came up to me and she said, "Vijay, you have a wonderful voice. I want to shape you into something better." And I was so happy to hear that. And
Right.
my training started off where she would put me to sit down and say, "Vijay, sing one note." And up to today, that's the most important note, Ranjiv. That's just singing Sa.
Hmm.
And I would sing Sa for 2 hours straight. And she would be doing everything she does, cooking her food, hanging out her clothes. And, if I even go off Sa, if I did anything like that, she said, "Vijay, what stupidness are you doing? Stop that and start back over again." It's a,
Mm,
it's a process where even if people respect you, you have to forget all about that if you want to learn the
right.
right. I always say, if you want to win a race, you need to learn how to run first. If you need to climb a mountain, scale a mountain, you need to learn to climb. There's no shortcuts in it.
Right.
And
Right.
I'm in it for the long haul.
Nice. Nice.
Very
Well,
nice.
thanks for explaining that, and really giving us a feel of what that transition was, because um it's a really a tough decision for somebody to make who's already been on stage and been doing things their way, in order to just throw all of that away and now start fresh, right? So, but thank you for that explanation, brother.
Of course. Welcome, bro.
Speaking of your voice, and speaking of the explanation that you just give us, Apni Yadav quote from the movie Pyar Ishq Aur Mohabbat. It was a hit movie with a hit song, and you put your own little twist with just a little bit longer, and now I can't get enough of it. Now, not only is the fusion perfect, but the video was well executed with the story. Who or what was the inspiration behind that song?
It's going to sound funny, but I think all young boys, Ranjiv, I'm not too sure if this would fall in your garden,
Yes, it did.
has that fantasy of this perfect teacher, and they're always in love with their teachers. It's school days, and you would have seen that in all the movies. Ranjiv, could you relate to that?
Of course, yeah, but now it's my kids' teachers. It's not.
I love that. You're very brave.
We almost are there.
Oh,
Yeah. So the concept came very easy to me. I listened to the song and I said, I love it. Shan is one of the most ecstatic, electrifying performers live, and I heard him sing it live when he came to Trinidad. I said to myself, I'm going to do this song one day. I'm going to do a cover of this song. I started working on getting different aspects of the song together. And I spoke to Prince Bhajman of Prince One Productions, and he said, "You know what, Vijay? Just give me some voice. Tell me what you want to do with it, and I will get it prepared for you." 2 weeks after, Prince sent back some music for me, and I was totally blown away. But it was just apniado code, nothing else in it. I put down all the vocals and sent it back for him. I said, "Let's sign it, seal it, and deliver it. Let's put it out on air." He did it, and sometime like around 2 or 3 in the morning, I was sleeping and I just woke up with an epiphany, just a little bit longer, baby, for my love. And I was like, this thing sounds so good and it will fit so nice. I was feeling so bad to call back Prince and tell him, you know what, you need to gut that project, open it back up. So the very next morning, I messaged him and I said, Prince, you're gonna want to kill me, you're gonna want to cuss me, you want to go give me one of those A's that my very good friend in the previous interview said, you're gonna call me that. He said, what you want me to do? You want me to open back up the project? I said, yes. He said it's already mastered, but here's what. Let's open it back up. When I told him about the Maxi Priest part, he skyrocketed. He's like mind blown. And this guy is so talented. He speed up the BPM, put in all the reggae parts. It took another week, and he sent it back. I was so happy that he put everything in place, and the song came out the way that we wanted it to. I'm just very happy with it. The concept of the video came from me. I thought about all the different ways we could exemplify the lyrics, and I think that we put our best foot forward in that, because if you guys could appreciate it, that's good enough for us.
truly
Oh yeah.
appreciate it. Right, Rose, you will agree with me, right? Like you said, it's like a
It looked like
story.
a movie. Yeah,
It looked
it
like a
looked like
movie, yeah, like a movie.
yeah.
Definitely. Now, speaking of movie, and now in most of your videos, I can't help but notice there is humor, a love story, and fun, which make me feel like your music is a reflection of you.
Of
Would
course.
Will you agree with this?
Of course, this is everything I do. Every time I sing a song, sometimes when I'm recording, I prefer to record alone because sometimes I cry. I'm getting real with you guys. I will never heard this before.
Ranjiv, do you cry sometimes too?
Um, certain people's voices make me cry. If I cry, I cry because I song bad. I don't cry because I'm moved by my voice. But there's very particular local singers, Vijay included, that really like sparks that emotion in me. Um, VJ is one. Nival Chetlal is
Mm-hmm.
definitely on the top of that list. Um, Nishad Meru is on the top of that list as well. So I mean, these are people that I really really enjoy their voices, because they they give you them, the raw them,
Yes.
and I appreciate the authenticity of it. So
Yeah, definitely. Go
yeah,
ahead, Vijay. Sorry we interrupted
stop
you.
No,
crying.
that's okay.
I'm
I
crying.
always love to hear what makes Ranjiv cry. So I'll definitely try to make him cry. He's a very hard guy to impress, and I must say I count myself
Me
blessed
no,
when
no,
he puts me in a bracket with my brothers. Nival and Nishad. Me and Nival, we trained together under Dr. Robi
Ruby.
Malik
Yep.
for
Mm-hmm.
some time.
Mhm.
I put everything into my music because I believe that what I feel when I'm putting it into the music, I want people to feel the same thing too. If I feel depressed when I'm going to sing a song, trust me, that's going to make people feel depressed. That's why I always wait for the specific time that I'm feeling good enough to go and record. A lot of people, and my brother Sunel could tell you this. He's not here tonight. He had a lot of things to do, but sometimes he'd be telling me, Vijay, let's go do the song. Time's passing. And I would just be like, no, I'm not procrastinating, but there's a perfect time for it. I'm not feeling it. And then one day I'll just get up and go in the studio because I'm feeling good. I'm feeling happy. And it's like capturing a picture. You want when people look at that picture, they feel what
Yeah.
the moment happened, whatever happened in the moment of that picture. And that what I believe music is to me. It's not just go in your studio, record something and hope it does well. If two people feel the same thing I feel when I put out something, then my job is complete. That's what we try to do with music.
Yeah.
Definitely. Rose, please go ahead.
Yeah, sure. So as I hear you speak, you were under great tutelage, and I would love to know what your experience was like being with your guru for 10 years and then going to India. But what was it like under such great training?
It was also something very awakening for me,
Hmm.
because it shows you that the more I learn is the more I realize I don't know.
Mhm.
It's
Hmm.
like, the further I go down in the book, I realize that I was wasting time all the time. It just made me appreciate my guru and the training much much more, because I understood that music is a never ending cycle. You could never finish learn music, and I could never call myself a professional. I could only do what I love and apply everything to it. It was a wonderful experience. And just about a week ago, I spoke to my guru on Guru Purnima. I called her and we spoke. She's going back to India in Agra, and I'm of Agra Gharana, which is the Agra style of singing. And she told me, she said, Vijay, you're one of my accomplished students. And it's the first time she said that to me, because after being there for 10 years, she would have been like, you still have a lot of music to learn. Don't ever think that you've learned music. You're still on sa alone. You haven't even gone to re. Sa re ga ma pa dha ni sa. You're just on sa. But some time passed. Everyone is busy with their jobs and thing, and I couldn't be in training as much as I wanted. And some time passed, and I had the opportunity to speak with her. And she told me, she said, Vijay, before I go, I want to let you know that you're one of my accomplished singers. That made me cry. It brought me to tears, because it's the first time that my guru valuated me. I always felt special in her eyes, because while we were training, we weren't allowed to enter any competitions. If you guys are wondering, the reason why I haven't been in competition before the year 2012 is because my guru said, Vijay, you cannot enter any competition unless you're a good singer, or you are just good enough in my eyes. I will let you know. And the the duty of the student is to respect the wish of your guru. Don't ever go against it. So I might do a lesson by her and figure when I go home I singing it nice. I ready for any competition. I ready to go
Mhm.
mash up somebody, and she'd be like, "You're a
Yeah.
fool. Don't go and do that." You still have a lot of training to do.
Mhm. Mhm.
So just for her to tell me that, it means a lot to me. It humbled me even more. I have a lot more to learn, but my experience under that guru and learning music was excellent, and I'm excited to do more.
True.
Great answer. Before we go to Ranjit, I do want to take this question from Faraz Khan. He says, I'm sure you had to learn Hindi. How was that?
हिंदी बोलती थोड़ा थोड़ा साथ साथ, लेकिन बहुत मुश्किल है. um, Hindi for me, um, I was I was taught by Pandit Buddharati Ankatisu to read the text, and then I was taught by Dr. Visham Bhimal to speak Hindi Bakchit. Um, it goes hand in hand. I had a big problem because, and this might be funny, I thought to communicate with my guru, because I thought she spoke Hindi fluently. I went and learned Hindi for about 5 years, and I didn't tell her anything. This was simultaneously with my training. And then one day I started speaking Hindi to her, and she watched me in a very stern way and said, "What are what are you talking about?" And I was like, "Guruji, you're not speaking Hindi." She spoke Bengali. It's not Hindi.
Oh.
So I was like, I wanted to surprise you with Hindi. She said, "Well, I myself am learning Hindi right now because I speak Bengali." And I said, "So not everyone in India speaks Hindi?" She says, "No." She said that Hindi is very, very actually rare in India, that you'll go different states and get people speaking the same language. It's
Wow.
that different. So I'm just happy that I learned a good bit of it. I'm happy that I can understand my songs and start composing. And I would like to thank Pandit Budrat Yankatesu and Dr. Visham Bhimal for giving me that opportunity to learn the language.
True.
Definitely. Ranjif, go ahead.
Honestly, Shameeza, I don't really have any questions. I
Oh,
want to hear this
okay.
man
No
sing,
worries.
Shameeza. I want to
Yes,
hear
Yes,
this
let's
I
hear
man
him
do.
sing.
sing.
Yeah. Let's do that. Let's do that.
That's what we want to hear. That's what
So
we want to
what
hear.
do you guys want to hear me sing? I just have like a couple tracks that I that's here
Well,
watching me right now.
anything you sing will be good.
Okay, so
That's a confidence I have in you.
I'm gonna start with
You
okay,
start. You just start.
I'm just
Yeah.
gonna
Don't
start
give
with
name and thing. You just start.
Yeah. We'll figure it out.
I can't hear you. I didn't hear you. What'd you say?
yeah, I'm gonna
Oh.
start with a guy called Bob Marley.
Ooh.
Oh, sorry,
I,
not Bob
I
Marley. Mohammed Rafi.
Two
Okay.
very different guys.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna turn my camera off so I can cry.
Rose passing some tissues.
चौदहवीं का चांद हो या आफताब हो, जो भी हो तुम खुदा की कसम लाजवाब हो। चौदहवीं का चांद हो या आफताब हो, जो भी हो तुम खुदा की कसम लाजवाब हो। चौदहवीं का चांद हो। Play some guitar for me, Ranjiv. Come on. चेहरा है जैसे झील में खिलता हुआ कमल, या जिंदगी पे साज पे चेरी हुई गजल। जाने बहार तुम किसी शायर का ख्वाब हो। चौदहवीं का चांद हो या आफताब हो, जो भी हो तुम खुदा की कसम लाजवाब हो।
Wow. The control in your voice.
Like the Bajans
Thank you
would
very
say,
much.
cheese and bread.
Uh,
Wow.
wow.
Thank you so much.
He deserves some love, guys. Let's see the hearts in the
Please,
comments. We
please,
need some. We
yes.
need some love right now. I
Please.
see Sangeeta Raghubar says, "Kya voice hai, kya baat."
I'm sweating with all the fire emojis I'm seeing here from
I-
my very good friend Vishan Mohammed,
Yeah, no,
counselor.
Yes.
I haven't seen Vishan in forever, man. I hope he's doing well. I haven't talked to him in a while like that.
He's
Oh,
chunking pots. He's chunking
Ah.
pots in Trinidad. That's
I
his
hear
big
you.
tune.
I see Seema Sankar doll. She says, "I feel you could sing any and everything."
Everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Like I've heard you sing like this. What you just did there is a whole different Vijay that I don't think I've seen. That
Oh, okay. Yeah,
on
I
that
mean,
like acoustic kind of
Yeah.
I've seen you perform like, but some people would even go as far as to say like, oh, he was lip syncing, but believe it or not, guys,
That
like
was
this guy was actually singing
singing. Yes.
because there was no pitchy parts. There was no nothing. I feel like I'm judging American Idol here. There's like no pitchy parts. There was nothing, brother. Like you were just so on point. Like your voice. Again, you said it. Like we are all gonna be forever indebted and students of music, right?
Mhm.
But you've knocked on that door of music, the door open, and you're inside the house of music, bro. Like you just, it's in you, or you were more born for this than me saying I was born for this earlier on. But you are definitely blessed, brother, and your voice
Yeah.
is
I mean, one of the things that had me concentrating more is that, I'm a little intimidated because Ranjiv is my big brother in
stop it.
in the industry. I look up to, really, I really look up to him.
Nah, don't say
And
that,
I
man.
know that, anytime someone who I respect is in front of me, including you three, um, I have to concentrate a little bit more. I can't let anything slip, so that's my thing. Thank you guys so much for all the love. I have some more tracks here when you guys ready.
Yes, we
Yeah.
Yeah.
want it.
I see someone is saying, let's hear Bob Marley. Did you really have something from Bob Marley?
You guys really
No,
want to hear Bob Marley? I
no, no,
actually
no.
have something from Bob Marley.
I would love to hear a Bollywood song.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
I like the Bollywood. I like the Bollywood. We'll keep the Bob Marley for the last song before you go.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right.
I've got stuff. You guys just tell me when you want it, and
Do
You go ahead whenever you're
jam
ready.
them with our next Bollywood, man.
okay. So let's do. This is something that my friend worked out for me. That's Wizzy. You know Wizzy.
Of course.
It's too melee. So I'm gonna attempt it. My voice is not 100% this afternoon, but I'm gonna attempt it for you guys. All right. So
चंदा तुझे हो देखने को निकला करता है आईना ही हो दीदार को तरसा करता है जितनी हंसी कोई नहीं जितनी हंसी कोई नहीं हुस्न दोनों जहां का एक तुझ में सिमट के आया तू मिले दिल खिले और जीने को क्या चाहिए हाँ तू मिले दिल खिले और जीने को क्या चाहिए This is close to Bob Marley. प्यार कभी हो मरता नहीं हम तुम मरते हैं होते हैं वो हो लोग हमारे प्यार जो करते हैं जितनी अदा उतनी वफा जितनी अदा उतनी वफा उस नजर प्यार से देख लो फिर से जिंदा कर दो तुम मिले दिल खिले और जीने को क्या चाहिए हाँ तुम मिले दिल खिले और जीने को क्या चाहिए ना हो तू उदास तेरे पास पास मैं रहूंगा जिंदगी भर ना हो तू उदास तेरे पास पास मैं रहूंगा जिंदगी भर सारे संसार का प्यार मैंने तुझसे पाया तू मिले दिल खिले और जीने को क्या चाहिए
Wow. I
Thank you guys so much.
Wow, my guy.
बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया जी.
That's talent.
Yeah, oh yeah, most definitely. That makes me not want to sing.
Nah, man.
Oh, what
But
a voice, brother! What a voice!
yeah,
That's insane, insane. But you are blessed, definitely, brother. And I could listen to you, during COVID, before we became this close. You did a couple lives, um, and it was amazing. That was like the first time I really sit down and take in your voice, and I put it on my big screen, and I put it on the surround sound, and I was like, wow, this guy voice different. Because that's when I really kind of paid attention more to social media, and because obviously we had nothing else better to do. So yeah, so I really I'm impressed, bro, and I'm a fan. I'm a fan. I definitely I'm a huge fan. So
Oh, thank you
yeah.
so much. I mean, it's the feeling is mutual. I've always been a fan of Ranjeev, especially since you came out with that song, "My Girl Want Me Settled Down." I love that song. I don't know. I was actually working at 106 at that time.
Yeah, yeah.
Anytime I get the opportunity to play that song, I would play it, wheel it back, play it again, drop a stinger, pull it back. I don't know. I really
Awesome.
love your voice from everything, bro. As well.
Thanks, man. I appreciate you.
Vijay, I appreciate all those really kind words to Ranjeev. We all know of his talent and the amazing things that he can do, and I see yours tonight. I cannot let you go without asking you to do Apne Yado Ko. Apne
Well,
Yado Ko.
would you believe that's the only track I don't have on me right now? I don't have
Well,
Apni Adoko, but I could do just a couple lines a cappella for
yeah,
you. And
definitely.
Sure.
all right, so अपनी यादों को छोड़ न जाना, अपने वादों को तोड़ न जाना, जाना मैं हूँ तेरा दीवाना, दीवाना आशिक पहला पुराना, अपनी यादों को छोड़ न जाना, अपने वादों को तोड़ न जाना, जाना मैं हूँ तेरा दीवाना, दीवाना आशिक पहला पुराना.
Yes, perfect. Thank you
Vibes.
so much. Ranjiv, this is the second or third time I'm seeing in the comments that people are asking for Ranjiv to give us something. And we
Yeah, I
can't
agree.
go without doing
Ranjit!
that. We
No, no,
need
no,
something
no.
from you, Ranjiv.
I don't have all this,
Rajiv, I know you
especially.
can do a cappella too. I know you would do it and sound so great.
Come on, Ranjiv, you
um,
could do it.
Yeah,
huh. Well, I'll sing something that I'm comfortable singing because I'm now getting over
absolutely.
a sinus infection. So I'll something that I'm really comfortable singing.
Yeah.
Um, ये क्या हुआ,
क्या बात.
कैसे हुआ, कब हुआ, अब क्या सुनाई, ये क्या हुआ, कैसे हुआ, कब हुआ, क्यों हुआ, जब हुआ, ओ तब हुआ, वो छोड़ो, ये ना सोचो, ये क्या हुआ. All right,
Wow.
that's enough. That's enough. That's enough.
perfect. आपका बहुत
Stop,
अच्छा
stop,
गाया है,
stop, stop,
बहुत
stop.
अच्छा गाया है, सुर और साज.
Ha.
Wow.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Well, I hope you guys enjoy that. And I'm like
Rose.
literally, I was at the ENT doctor today because I have really a lot of issues going on. So, but
We need
appreciate
to
it. Thank you.
have to fix that. Anil is saying boy over here,
Oh, big up to Anil, Mr. Dunya in the building.
Shout out
Yes,
to
Mr.
definitely.
Dunya in the
Anil.
building. Yes. Rose, how do you feel right now?
Sister, no join.
Yes,
So now join.
Shameeza, I want to say thank you because you introduced me to a singer from my home country who is, when he was singing, actually, it brought tears to my eyes. Usually
Yeah.
I don't get teared up because when I hear Hindi music, especially music from the 90s. I grew up in Trinidad in the 90s and I connect to Trinidad. And just hearing him sing brought tears to my eyes. And I want to say thank you so much. Ranjiv, I'm always a big supporter of him. I
Of course.
love his music. I love his voice. And with platform like this, we could showcase our talents. We could showcase what we have. And I want to say thank you. And I would love if you can sing that song. I'm gonna play it every single morning. Not the video, but like personally for me, because like a cappella, that was superb, superb. I really, really am a big fan of you from today.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much, Shamiza and Rose. Um, before I go, there's a special song I want to do for both of you. I can't sing the song for Ranji because it's more for ladies.
Hmm.
Okay.
Ranji wouldn't mind hearing it too.
Okay, Ranji, this is for you too. But
All
I
right.
mean,
I'm just here. I'm just here. Forget me. You sing for the ladies now, man.
no problem. This one is for the ladies, right? Um, Tell me, when will you be mine? Tell me quando we can share the love divine. Oh my love, please tell me when. When will you say yes to me? Tell me quando you mean happiness to me. Oh my love, please tell me when. Every moment's a day. Every day seems a lifetime. Let me show you the way to a joy beyond compare. I can wait a moment more. Tell me quando say it's me that you adore. Oh my love, please tell me when. Every moment's a day. Every day seems a lifetime. Let me show you the way to a joy beyond compare. I can wait a moment more. Tell me quando say it's me that you adore. Oh my love, please tell me when. Oh my darling, tell me when. Oh my lover, tell me when. Woo! When?
Oh my goodness.
Quando.
Oh no, yeah, it's time.
Wow.
Was that a
Randy, if
recording?
I see your expression and somehow I feel like you're blown away. This is
I'm
not
blown away because you wouldn't believe. I am now very worried because myself and Vijay has been in talks of of collabing over the
Oh,
last few weeks. So we've been planning and plotting, and we supposed to have a call, and we're just our schedules are very very hectic. So, and you know my schedule, Shamiza, you know how crazy it is. So,
yes.
um, but um, I'm I can't wait to share this track. We already have the track. Um, and it's gonna be a surprise, but we're gonna let you know. The track is gonna be a surprise, but we're gonna let you guys know now that we are collabing. We do have a collab in the works,
Oh,
and
yay,
that
that's
song
great.
is gonna be fire.
I can't
I'm telling
wait.
you.
And as much as I have to go, we've kept it
I
going
know, I
because
know,
Vijay,
I
you're
know.
just incredible. I'm sure everyone's enjoying it, but definitely a lot of talent among the two of you, and I can't wait for that collab. And I'm super excited. I do want to say a very special thank you to Vijay for being here this evening and for being here with us and sharing this with us. Quickly before you go, Vijay, can you tell us a little bit about Rambros?
Oh yeah, definitely. Ramrose Entertainment, it's
Right.
something that me and my brother, it's a project that we've been working on for years now, and we're finally ready. We have everything in the bag. It's just that the pandemic had pushed us back a couple notches. We
Mhm.
will be introducing Ramrose Entertainment. Ram being Ramkissoon Bros Brothers. All right, that's the
Mhm.
wrong side of my
Yeah.
jersey. I'm speaking
Right.
right. We have Ramrose TV coming. It's going to be a reality show. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a
Yeah,
lot of unexpected things. We're going to bring a lot of new elements to entertainment, especially across Trinidad and Tobago and the world, the Americas, and everywhere else, the
yeah.
Caribbean. We're just happy to share everything that we've been working on. Trust me when I say that we've been working on a lot of projects, musical projects, video projects, workshops. We're going to be offering script writing as well for anyone who wants to do a video. I have that small little bit of talent, to see things a little bit bigger than they are, in regards if somebody has a song, putting things in perspective for them. And we're actually going to start doing this free of charge, because we want to help. We definitely want to help.
Yep.
Earlier on, I was asked a question: who is my dream collaboration?
Mhm.
My dream collaboration would be the youngsters.
Yeah.
There's nobody that, honestly speaking, there's a lot of people I look up to, but my dream collaboration would be with the youngsters, the one, because where I was at the time, where I am, I would have wanted to collaborate with myself. So you know what? Those who are looking up to me now, my dream collaboration would be with them. So that's what Ramrose Entertainment is about doing. Giving opportunities to other people. Let's bring out the talent in Trinidad and Tobago and the Caribbean and the Americas. There's a lot of people who have songs to sing. We're going to make them hear them.
For sure.
Yeah. Sounds like something Ranjif is doing as well. So I
Yes,
can't wait for you guys to come back on and tell me about all the great things that you're doing. Thank you so much for being here. Good luck to you. Keep smiling and keep creating awesome music and videos.
Thank you so much, Shameeza. Rose, you're a delight. Ranjiv,
Yes.
my big brother, thank you so much. I'm
brother.
looking forward to
Anytime.
coming back right here and launching our new selection. I
Oh,
don't
for
want to
sure.
say the name yet,
No, no, no.
but
Ah,
Don't say it. No.
no.
but
We got to
I'm
keep it a
looking forward to
mystery
coming
now.
back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Definitely.
Pleasure
Definitely.
having you, brother. Thank you.
Yes.
And thank you to everyone who logged on, especially I'm so just one name I saw. Grace, thank you so much as well. I saw some of your comments.
Great. Guys, it was truly an amazing night. I hate to go, but we have to end the show at some point, right?
Oh
So
yeah.
It was
um
so much fun. I had so much fun.
definitely, I mean, we didn't uh get to everything that we wanted to, but definitely a great show. Next week on Get Real with Shamiza, you'll hear a story of a woman who had to survive the odds. She was raped at a young age. She was a victim of domestic abuse. And when you think it doesn't get worse, think again. Her abusers are some of the people that is closest to her and to us, or at least that's what we think. I am not sure who my musical guest will be. We will find out very soon, right, Ranjiv?
Yes, you will.
Yes.
You will.
Uh, Life can take us in many directions, up, down, and around. How we handle these directions determines where our journey takes us. We can take a path that may be difficult, but can lead to beautiful rewards. Or we can simply take the safe and predictable path to reach a destination that gives us an outcome that was expected. At the end, only you can make that decision. So choose your path wisely. This is the lesson that I'm taking away from tonight's stories, shared tonight on Get Real with Shameeza. What was your lesson? And what have you learned? I would like to thank my guests, my sponsors, and my co host for their contribution to tonight's show. This was episode 11 of Get Real with Shameeza. Until next time, stay real, stay focused. Good night.
Good night.
Good night, guys.
Good night,
Thanks.
Take
Shameeza.
care.